What you are seeing are cards from the original Starter Deck Yugi, but this isn't your normal deck. This is the 47 card set of sample Yu-Gi-Oh cards. As you can see, all the cards are SDY, or Starter Deck Yugi cards. They're the first Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever to be printed in the TCG. This is one of two known complete sets in the world as the time of this video, and are historic and now one of my favorite pieces in my collection.
In a world full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, grading, selling, buying, one card game remains supreme. One man has the insights you need to know. Watch and subscribe now. YugiohTube.
What's up, YouTube? YugiohTube here, and I haven't been this excited to make a video in a long time. What I have in my hand are 47 common cards. Now, these just aren't your usual common Yu-Gi-Oh cards. These are stamped on the back, as you saw in the intro. They're stamped sample in bold sample text. Now, you may have heard of the sample Summon Skull with the thin, not bolded sample text. Those were given to card shops around the country, supposedly as a promotional item, to then give to some people that walk in the shop to promote the game. These sample cards, not that the Summon Skulls were not rare, those are still very rare, but these are almost impossible to find, let alone in an entire 47 card set. Okay, for what it's worth, I only know one other person in the world that has the entire set of sample Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Now, what exactly are these sample Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Here again is the photo. As you could see, there's a nice bold sample to them. Only the 47 common cards were released from only Starter Deck Yugi, not Starter Deck Kaiba. So when this game was coming out and they wanted to promote the game, the rumor is that they gave judges, okay, 47 common cards stamped sample on the back to then promote the game and play the game and teach people coming to card shops how to play the game. Again, these are rumors. Nobody has a concrete story or factual evidence to this. Some people have said once the judges were done with them, they had to give them back to Konami. Some have said once the judges were done with them that they were supposed to throw them out and discard them and not do anything else with them, which makes the story of this even cooler. If you notice, there were never any holographic sample cards released. Dark Magician, the Card Destruction, and Soul Exchange, the three holos from an original Starter Deck Yugi deck, they were not included as sample cards. Okay, so as you can see, they were not included as sample cards. Only the 47 common cards of the 50 card deck were included as samples. And again, what makes this to me so awesome is the fact that, first of all, you never see these things ever pop up. When I saw the entire set of sample cards available, the entire 47 card set, I had to jump on it. This was by far my most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh purchase in quite a while since my Shonen Jump Cyberstein card that I purchased and my Exodia set in PSA 10 that I purchased. As you can see the other videos on my channel, those were big cards and big collection add-ons. This, though, might be my favorite of all of my cards. This deck might just be my favorite because this is one of supposedly only 2 sets completed in existence. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Maybe I'll get them authenticated from PSA. They're certainly not in gradable condition, but they're just so cool. So, without further ado, let's go one by one and show off each individual card from Yugi's original deck in sample format. What's up, YouTube? Here we go. Let's go through each individual card and just kind of relive the memories of Starter Deck Yugi. We have Two-Pronged Attack. Okay, it wasn't a great card. It was a rare in Legend of Blue Eyes. Let's see if we could actually zoom in a little bit. Okay, we have Two-Pronged Attack here. And there again is that nice bold sample. One thing if you want to note is that these sample cards Actually, if you notice, it's not stamped per se. It's actually in the cardstock itself, which is even cooler. You can see that it's kind of just like on the back cardstock. It's not even stamped. It's kind of like when they were producing these, it was a sheet of samples, which is even cooler, I think. You just don't see these. So that's that one. Reinforcements, great card for defense. And if you notice as well, all of these are Gold Eye of Anubis, first edition as well. Okay, so this was nice to boost your attack by 500. Here's the traps Wabaku. Wabaku is a great card. Wonderful card. Nice defense back. Ultimate Offering. Talk about great cards and nostalgia. Remember how good this was in the game for quite a long time. Just keep on summoning monsters to beat down your opponents. Reverse Trap, one of the, unfortunately, worst trap cards. Not great. Not great. But still cool. Dragon Capture Jar, used in the show. I believe against Kaiba to capture one of his dragons. First edition. Again, that is a rare in Legend of Blue Eyes. Always liked this one. A lot of nostalgia here. Castle Walls. This was one of the worst, probably, cards. So it's the opposite of reinforcements. Okay, instead of attack, it's defense. Alright, and of course, Trap Hole. This card was useful for so long. One thing to note, too, is these have the glossy cardstock. So you can see there's some smudging there. These have the glossy cardstock. Okay. There's the Trap Hole. Here's a Trap Master. Really cool. Not a great card, though. Man-Eater Bug. I think this is a fan favorite. The super rare in Legend of Blue Eyes. Great card for a while. Stern Mystic. Unfortunately, this one is never too great. Okay. And then Wall of Illusion wasn't too bad. It wasn't too horrible in the game. The old video game, I should say. I don't know if it was Dark Duel Stories. I don't know if that was the game, or I just can't remember. Book of Secret Arts. Now, if you notice, this one has the feather. Some variants do not have the feather from Legend of Blue Eyes, I believe. So I just thought that's a cool little tidbit there. D-Spell wasn't too bad. It kind of was like a mystical space typhoon type. Fissure was always an awesome card, even though as a kid I thought it was terrible. I was like, why do you want to get rid of the lowest attack monster on the field? But if they only had, for example, one monster, or if they tributed and just had a monster, this thing was awesome. Diane Keto, you raise your attack by, or life points, I'm sorry, by, was it 1,000? Yes, it was, 1,000. The Japanese version of this is quite a different artwork, almost uncensored-like, which I find pretty funny. A thick Diane Keto, which is very funny. Dark Hole, this card was epic, amazing on all aspects. Not much else to say about that. Last Will. What's cool is the OCG version of this. Instead of Will here, it says there's some Japanese writing on it, which I thought was fascinating as well. Never a great card, though. Yami, some field spell cards, or magic cards, back in the day. Now, this one was a classic Change of Heart. Again, first edition. This is awesome. Sample Change of Heart. Man, to think this was really the first Change of Heart ever printed. Just imagine that. Wow. Amazing. Remove Trap, not great. Destroys one face-up trap on the field, so not a great card, because a lot of the traps were one and done. Not really continuous. Sword of Dark Destruction. Really had to get lucky with this one. If you used it in duel, you had to have everything go right. And of course, Monster Reborn. The first true original English TCG Starter Deck Yugi first edition printing of Monster Reborn. Really a fantastic card here. Beaver Warrior. Another amazing nostalgic card. So now we're getting to the monsters. Beaver Warrior. A Mystical Elf, another super nostalgic card, super rare in Legend of Blue Eyes. Just an amazing, amazing card. And of course, this one might be a fan favorite for a lot of people, Summon Skull, but you notice, unlike the thin stamps that you see, not that those are easy to come by any means, but this thick stamp sample, original SDY sample, thick stamp, Summon Skull, this thing is awesome. Just super amazing. Alright, a Feral Imp, another great Yugi card. Okay, it's another favorite, even though it was terrible. People loved it. Curse the Dragon, another one. Even though it wasn't the greatest card, people loved it. Just so much nostalgia with this. Celtic Guardian. Now, you talk about nostalgia. This one is awesome as well. Another super rare from LOB along with Curse of Dragon here. I just love the vibes of this card. Like, just the green, like the helmet. It's, you know, reminds me of Irish. Irish everything. Okay, Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress #1. Not my favorite, but still a Yugi staple, and I would say majority of people do like it. This one, unfortunately, is definitely not my favorite. Doma, Angel of Silence. You really, I can't really remember this being used. I'm sure people in the comments section, you could tell me. Gaia, the Fierce Knight. This one is a real fan favorite as well. So people, you know, it's crazy. People paying for the LOB, First Ed, Ultra Rare. I mean, this is just so much rarer than that. Inherently rare. Scarcity on these cards. That, like, you could find First Edition LOB, Gaia, the Fierce Knights. You really can't find the samples of these. I mean, this is just awesome. Giant Soldier of Stone, another amazing card as well. I love this one. Okay, Silver Fang, another classic with the moon in the background. Super cool. And then we got Dragon Zombie. That one wasn't quite my favorite. This one, Claw Reacher, really, I don't think anyone really likes too much, fortunately. Witty Phantom. So-so on him. Mammoth Graveyard. This one's pretty nostalgic. Great White. Mystic Clown. Let's see what this one is. Ensatyu. Never really. This was not a good card back in the day. Ancient Elf. Okay. Magical Ghost. This one was a nice one. Neo, the Magic Swordsman, was pretty good. 1700 attack. And just living the nostalgia here. Man-eating treasure chest. I always thought that was a funny card. And then Sorcerer of the Doomed. So that is it. The 47 card sample set. The entire 47 card set of sample Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And again, just the scarcity and the fact, the historic just talking points of these. It's a piece of Yu-Gi-Oh history. You know, it really is just a piece of Yu-Gi-Oh history to discuss how these were made, when they were made, how it promoted a game that some people may not have thought would ever take off, and to see where Yu-Gi-Oh is now, what, 25 years later. It's just amazing to be able to have these cards. Just the historic story value of these cards. It's more than just a piece of cardboard or a Yu-Gi-Oh card or a shiny piece of cardboard. It's a piece of history. These have no shine. There's no foil. There's no gold lettering. No crazy foil patterns, but these are simple yet iconic. Alright, everybody. That's all I have. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. Till next time, YugiohTube, signing out.